Hi everyone, welcome back to Fixing Juventus. We've got two massive games today, one in the league, one in the Champions League. I'm hopefully going to be a little bit less frenetic than I was in the last episode. I've had a day off today, so I'm hopefully a little bit more settled, a bit more chilled. Obviously last time I saw you, we had a 2-2 draw against Milan. We've managed to get a few wins since then. We're going to kick things off today with our first game against Udinese, before we follow that up with the home leg against Leipzig. Let's go. That's right, everyone. TJ here. It is time for more of Fixing Juventus. After the Milan game, you saw us being about, 6 points off them? They have got a game in hand over us, but as it stands, we're currently 3 points behind. Before we get into the rest of the video, though, if you want to do us all a massive favour, drop a like down below, leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys, so if you want to let me know what you think of the save, what you think of the series, what you think we need to do differently, where you think we need to look to next. I've got a sort of penciled in plan for the main save once the full game comes out. If you've got any saves you want to see me do, again, let me know down below. So I saw you after we drew with Milan 2-2. Bit controversial, wasn't it? 93rd minute equaliser from Barella. We obviously tweaked the tactic just as Vlahovic made it 2-2. Let's go a little bit more attacking, which obviously in hindsight kind of bit us a little bit because obviously Inter ended up equalising right at the end from a corner. We then followed that up with a 3-0 win over Empoli and then a 1-0 win over Salernitana. It was an own goal, but if I remember rightly, we pretty much... Did we dominate the game? No, it was about even. We did have a much better XG. A lot of yellow cards, though. This is kind of the tactic we're looking at going with now. We currently have Szczesny in goal, but when we got our youth intake preview, it looks like it might be quite good with a potential A goalkeeper, which could actually be perfect because while Szczesny's been alright, I feel like he's a little bit volatile still and has the potential to be a bit of a liability. So if we can get a good youth intake keeper coming through, that'd be really nice for someone who can we can slowly blood in. I'm not convinced by De Sciglio going forward as a long-term option to play at right back or left back. He's versatile, but I don't think he is someone who can do the job to a required standard. So we will eventually look to probably replace. I mean, look at this. On the left side, we've got Sandro, Kostic, and De Sciglio, all 30. Neither of them are... I mean, Kostic is probably the best one, but even so. I'm undecided on whether we're going to keep with the roaming playmaker. We'll see. We've obviously got the ball-winning midfielder on this side, which we can quite easily alternate with a box-to-box role, or even like a supporting or a defensive centre mid. Then we have kind of got a track here as our number 10, which we do often play Di Maria there, but he is not going to be here come the end of the season. We do have the option to buy Forsberg. I'm not convinced if I'm going to take it or not yet. He's been decent, but not convinced if signing him is going to be the best thing for the club going forward. And then one option I will definitely be looking to exercise though is the signing of Sailor-Makers. So I think as part of his contract, we've got a 16 mil optional future fee. So I will probably take him up on that. I think he would join us as well, just because Cuadrado is like 34. As I'm saying, I'm not convinced about the viability of De Sciglio going forward. We are going to go with this tactic today, though. We tried the 4-3-3, the 4-2-3-1 against Salernitana, and didn't seem to be working as well as this tactic had been in recent weeks. So we're going to stick with this one. Obviously, we're not going to play Kostic. We're going to play Vlahovic there. I think we will go with Ken again, I think. One player who we touched on at very start of the save was this guy, was Kenan Yildiz. And since the turn of the year, we have been blooding him through a lot more, trying to get him some game time, all completely off the bench. In the Coppa Italia against Atalanta, I think it was, he did actually get an assist. So we're playing him again in this number 10 role. So we are slowly starting to try and bring him in. He's only 17, and he looks like he could be a really, really good option for us. So be interested to see how well he develops. Sandro possibly looking a little bit, maybe a little bit tired, high risk of injury. So we will actually play Kostic there. And I think with that, we'll get cracking. What I completely forgot and failed to notice is that Chiesa is playing as the libero, which obviously is not going to happen. So what I am actually going to have to do is revert back to this for now, just because I've really, really messed up there. Like really quite specially messed up. So we're going to play Chiesa on that side. And I know inside forwards typically cut inside, but I just want Ken, in fact, what's his crossing like? Can he cross a ball? Not particularly well. I just want him just to basically just be drifting inside here, just for the goals. We'll actually play Chiesa as an inverted winger. So never mind, the 5-3-2 has had to go by the wayside. I keep forgetting that Chiesa is in the team and he gets jumped down into centre half. I make the 5-3-2. Yeah, I felt a little bit after the last episode. I felt like I did kind of fly through a lot of things. I'll put it on extended. I felt like I didn't properly get into some of the things that we've been looking to achieve. Obviously, we have got a Coppa Italia semi-final 2-legger against Napoli, which we've drawn and beat them 3-0 in the league this season. So I'd hope that we could potentially do something across the 2 legs and get to the final. That'd be really, really nice. And okay, well, here's in the background. As the season progresses, we'll obviously be looking to see if we can put a bit of pressure on at the top. You know, we're closing slowly on the 2 Milan teams. You know, when you think back towards sort of like September, October time, we were like 12 points off. Obviously, we've closed that gap up really quite nicely. We'll see that one. The reason I'm changing him to a central midfielder on defend is so I can tell him to ease off tackles. Ball winning midfielders. Oh, that's a red card for Udinese. F. Come on, get him off. Yeah. And that is a massive help to us. Yeah, just because it's hardwired into the ball winning midfielder is to tackle more often or whatever, get stuck in. So if we take that off, tell him to ease back a little bit. So Kostic is going to have to come off. Okay. So we made 2 changes. We brought on Alexandro for the injured Kostic, and we've brought in Locatelli for McKennie, who's obviously on the yellow card. So we don't want to risk us going down to 10 men. So we need to keep that possible. So hopefully we can push on and get the win. It's going to be, I think we might increase the tempo a little bit. Start trying to play a little bit more, just ever so slightly more direct and a little bit quicker to try and put Udinese under a little bit more pressure to make this man advantage count. And we nearly do with Vlahovic having a good shot, but comfortable save in the end. Elmas will probably be the next player to come off, and it'll be for Di Maria. Just trying to keep Di Maria fresh for the game against Leipzig because he is very creative. I think Vlahovic is offside. I think he might be offside, but it's very close to me. I think he's going to be off. It's been given. Okay. A great assist from Elmas, who we were just talking about taking off soon. But who plays him on? Oh, Tsudogi plays him on. Nice. It's a good finish from Vlahovic, and he's been doing that pretty much, like I said, since he came back from the World Cup. He, averages, I mean, for a time, I think he got 3 races back to back. Yeah, it took him ages to get a hat-trick. That was what I was thinking, is he finally going to get a hat-trick? And he did. I think it was against 3-0. He actually scored 4 goals. So, Elmas, I'm sorry, mate. You're having a good game, but we will take you off. But we will actually bring on Forsberg instead of Di Maria. I don't think we need Di Maria at this stage. Oh. I was literally thinking, oh, I'll take Paredes off now so he doesn't get sent off. But he's gone and beaten me to it. So we will bring on Fagioli for Elmas instead for now. Play as our defender or winning on the. And I will still bring on Forsberg. Tell him just to throttle it back slightly. Yes, well done, Vlahovic. Well done. Come on, Forsberg. Come on, you got to give it quicker than that. Come on, Sandro. Yes. Great defender. Right to death there. I think it was Diakarby again, who I have been very, very impressed. DK. Now with it being 10 men each, Udinese are going to start trying to play a bit more expansive now, I think. Just look at that. Thankfully, it smashed that over. That was a really good chance. So we need to try and cut this out because it's starting to walk through us a little bit. Need to cut them off at source. Okay. Last couple of changes. We can make one more change. I think it makes sense to try and maybe make it a little bit more defensive. Go to Shelio for the Quadrado, just because he's generally a little bit happier playing to full back. Drop the line. Trap them outside. Potentially try and trap the wing backs outside and starve them from getting the balls around the corner to Beto. And we do want to stop crossing. Thank you. I'm going to demand a little bit more from the lads to remind them that they need to keep the intensity going as the game sort of ticks into the 85th. Great save from Szczesny. That's a cracking save. That was a really nice move. Score from me. I'm gonna cry. Oh, they nearly did. It was just over. Not what I would typically do. Saying as still. To be fair, that's probably not terrible because he'll actually mean he'll drift inside slightly a little bit more and hopefully just fill the numbers up. Fagioli wins it, Locatelli. Vlahovic still got hold. What can Sandro do? He plays a lovely ball to Forsberg. Pull it back. Why does he not just... He had two men there. All he had to do was just pull it across. And it would have been a simple tap-in for Vlahovic or for Ken. He whips it in. Diakarby off the base of the post. What? Yeah, we will tell Diakarby to mark Beto. That's fine. Vlahovic wins it. Fagioli. Forsberg. Back to Fagioli. Sandro. Yes, good run from Sandro. Come on. Not good enough. Just get the ball into the box. Well won back by Forsberg. Locatelli. Back to Forsberg. Vlahovic is offside. Ball had a little bit too much on it, but he was offside. Diakarby, that's what. Oh, come on. He's not the player I want. Great tackle. It's a cracking tackle. When we got the ball, just do everything to shut that bus, lock it down. Want anything getting through. Surely they're not going to get a chance here, right? Surely this is just going to be the It is the full time. Ooh, slightly nervy 1-0 win there. So frustratingly, Milan did win. That means that they're still 3 points ahead of us, and they've still got a game in hand. And then Inter are also yet to play. They've actually got 2 games in hand as it stands, with them being currently sitting 2 points behind us. So, so shock result, Lecce beating Inter. That's lovely to see. That means even with a game in hand, we're still sitting 2 points clear. So even if they win, we'll only be, a point behind them. And we've still got to play them soon, as well as the last game of the season is against Milan. Last game of the season is against Milan. That could be a title decider. But before we even get to potential title deciders, we've still actually got to get past Leipzig in the Champions League. So we welcome them to Turin with a 1-0 advantage, the first leg away at Leipzig. And this is the team which is hopefully going to see us through. Diakabi is going to continue just bossing it as he has been. I mean, look at that average rating, 7.08. Let me just look at his stats. So in 10 league appearances, average of 7.11. 1 Champions League appearance, which was against Leipzig, and 6.7. That's okay. And then it's Bonucci and Bremer with Antonio Silva on the bench ready to step in, as well as Nacho for a bit of experience. We're going to stick with Cuadrado as the complete wing back, with Sailor-Makers on the bench ready to step in. Elmas is going to drop out for Di Maria, and we're going to continue with Keane, or Ken. I'm pretty sure it's Ken, it's pronounced, even though it looks like it's Keane, and Vlahovic up top. So here we go. You might be able to hear him up. I don't think my mic's picking them up. There's some fireworks going off outside my house. Where I've now moved house, I live quite close to Tranmere Rovers football ground, and they have a firework display basically every time around bonfire night, and that's tonight. An early chance there for Vlahovic, which saw us get a corner. And just noticed David Raum is on yellow card already, so I think we're going to try and exploit that. Keane just hits the bar, Ken, whatever your name is, he just hits the bar. A lovely wicked corner from Cuadrado. David Raum is at left back, so Cuadrado is going to be attacking him. I think we tell Cuadrado to dribble more. Oh, he's already dribbling more. Oof, that was a very, very wicked bending shot from But yeah, hopefully Cuadrado can put a bit of pressure on Raum, who's playing as a complete wing back himself, so there's space there. But maybe if we tell Moise to stay wide, he can exploit that space. Oh! Vlahovic nearly exploiting the space in behind the defenders then. But yeah, hopefully Ken can exploit the space, half space here. Staying a bit wide on the counter because Raum is going to be pushing forwards, and it's Di Maria now with the free kick. Can he ping this in? Bremer's header saved. Yes, Bonucci. Yes, Di Maria. Oh, look. That's a great ball by Timo, and Szoboszlai makes no mistake with that. 1-1 on the night. That was a nice little move. Waiting. Should already be being tightly marked, really. Fireworks are so loud, but thankfully it doesn't look like my mic is picking any of them up. Lovely. Nice ball. appreciate the idea. Yes, well one back, Locatelli. Drives. Be lovely to try and pull one back just before half time, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Vlahovic down the side. Come on, pull it back now. Does well. I'll take that. Finds Bremer. McKennie. I thought he was going to have a shot then. But he does. He doesn't take it first time, but he does have the shot, and he scores a beautiful, beautiful daisy cutter to make it 1-1. Yes, Weston. Well done. See, I thought he was going to shoot here, but he didn't because he knew it was going to get blocked. He waited, and then he drills it into the bottom right-hand corner, and we do get what looked like an unlikely goal just before half-time. The cat is back, everyone. The cat is back. Lovely pass by Di Maria, finds Cuadrado. That's not a nice pass from Cuadrado. Jaboslai hits the post this time. Thankfully, Bremer smashes it clear. Well, and Cuadrado cuts it out nicely. Come on, Bremer, you've got to do better than that. Locatelli does, though. Nucci, McKennie, pings it out to Cuadrado. Cuadrado finds Ken. Oh, that was a lovely little move. That was a great save from Bulashi, who incidentally used to play for Tranmere Rovers, who are my local team. Only because, I mean, they were always my local team. I was just always an Everton fan. But they're literally around the corner from me. And Peter Gulashi used to play for them. Nice. How did that just happen? Bremer heads it straight at the keeper. It comes to Vlahovic, who also heads it straight at the keeper. Not again. That's a great save from Gulashi. I wasn't actually going to take off Diakabi for Cuadrado. I am going to take off Cuadrado though, but I will obviously have to take off Diakabi now. Been put out. Is it bad? Is it bad? Yeah, so a few changes there. We've brought on Sailor Makers, Nacho, and Antonio Silva. Ooh, that could have gone anywhere. So with just about 20 minutes to go, Ty is currently finally poised with us literally just got our noses in front. Locatelli, you can come off now. We'll bring on Pogba just to add a little bit more class in that midfield. Locatelli's had a great game. We are still realistically just trying to get Pogba back to sort of full fitness. He's taken a while to get back to a point where he can complete like a full 90. He's maintaining it, but he's not at he's not sharp. Thank you, Chesney, for claiming that. Yeah, Sailor Makers, come on. Oh, he launched it forward. His Ken. He was offside. Offside. What? I can make another sub. And beat the Shelio. And in wing back 5-ish. He went for it and he very, very nearly scored a cracker. Very, very nearly scored a cracking free kick to Vlahovic. And it's into, first minute of 4 minutes of injury time. And all we've got to do is just keep them at arm's length. And in order to do that, we're going to drop off a little bit more. Try and trap them inside. Stay on feet. Try and basically force them. I don't really think they're going to want to come inside. Sorry, I think they're going to try and be looking to hit a Soro and that on the Szoboszlai on the wings. That's not good. That's not good Thankfully, Werner was offside, and that everyone, with 94 minutes and 36 seconds on the should be it. Take it nice and slow, Antonio. Don't rush. And he doesn't, and there's the full-time whistle. Go through to the next round. So that's going to send us through to the quarter-final, which is actually the board's minimum requirement for us for the Champions League, so that's good. We're going to keep them happy there. In terms of who we've got next, honestly, it's anyone's guess, really. We'll see who goes through in tonight's round of games, but there's still a whole second round of matches to go before we even get close to getting on. So let's see who we're going to find out who's going through tonight. See, there we go. They're happy with that. They're happy. That's good. And that's bumped us up from a C with the supporters to a B-. But the board are still only on a C+. And they're devastated that we've not signed high reputation players. I don't know if it's because Ronaldo hasn't actually joined yet, that doesn't count as a signing, even though he is joining in the summer. But obviously, it doesn't get much more high reputation than that. So hopefully when he joins, they will be a lot happier. So it looks like this is going to be Salzburg and Milan going through. City and Milan, sorry. Let's see who's going to go through. Yeah. So Man City and Milan gone through, as you would expect, after both teams going through, scoring 4 goals in the first leg. So we are going to have to wait until we find out our opposition. So we should find out after this Cremonese game. So we should find out somewhere between Cremonese and Lecce. And this is where we're going to end up playing on the 11th and the 18th of April. So obviously we'll bring it back. We'll definitely bring it back for this. I don't think we'll bring it back before then. We will hopefully have an idea of where we're going to be at with our Coppa Italia semi-final. And then obviously hopefully we can keep going and we can have a good few run of games towards the end, culminating in either the last game of the season against Milan, or if we're lucky, a Champions League final. I don't think we're good enough yet to get to a Champions League final. Obviously, that's the ultimate aim of the save, but it's not just a case of, we're winning the Champions League and that's it. We're trying to really sort of re-establish Juve here in the Serie A. So, that's going to involve winning at least the Serie A and at least the Champions League. Hopefully, we can get that done. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, everyone. Once again, do leave a like down below. Do leave me a comment. If you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying the series and you're hearing what the 5th, 6th episode this is, you might as well subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the series. So you don't miss the culmination of what happens here on Fixing Event. Take care, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.